Welcome to Design Hub, Heavy Machinery. In this second chapter of the Euro 7 playlist, we analyze emission limits versus control window expansion, and how Euro 7 shifts compliance from test-based numbers to real-world operating boundaries. What makes Euro 7 far more demanding is not the numbers themselves, but the conditions under which those numbers must be met. Instead of focusing on a narrow test window, Euro 7 dramatically expands the range of operating conditions where compliance is mandatory. Under Euro 7, emissions must remain within limits during cold starts, short city trips, stop-and-go traffic, low-load operation, sustained high-speed driving, heavy loads such as towing, high-altitude operation, and in very hot or very cold ambient temperatures. These are exactly the conditions where emission control systems traditionally struggle, and where real-world pollution tends to be highest. By regulating these scenarios, Euro 7 directly targets the situations that matter most for urban air quality and human exposure. At the same time, Euro 7 sharply reduces the amount of emission deterioration allowed over a vehicle's lifetime. In earlier standards, emission systems were permitted to degrade significantly as mileage accumulated, as long as they stayed within limits during certification testing. Euro 7 tightens these deterioration allowances, meaning catalysts, particulate filters, sensors, and control software must perform close to their original effectiveness even after many years of use. In practical terms, emission control systems are now expected to be designed for durability, not just initial performance. Together, these changes shift emission compliance from a short-term achievement to a long-term responsibility. Vehicles are no longer judged only by how clean they are when new or under ideal conditions, but by how consistently clean they remain throughout their real-world operating life. This is why Euro 7 is considered far more challenging than previous standards, even when the headline emission numbers appear similar.